Hello everyone, this is Stephen Balch, your instructor for Small Business Management at Ozarka College. Today what I'm going to do is give you a little bit of feedback on the Chapter 16 and 17 activities that I finished grading yesterday. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the process or kind of where I've gotten to on grading the semester project, and then I will talk a little bit about the chapters 18 and 19 activities, which we have coming up due the middle of next week. It'll be our final set of activities for this semester, as far as chapter activities anyway. And then also I'm going to briefly talk about the final exam as well. All right, so the first thing is, like I said, I did finish grading the chapter 16 and 17 activities yesterday. Hopefully you've already gone in and looked at your grades and for those activities and read the grading comments. If you haven't done that, go ahead and do that as soon as you can, and let me know if you have any questions at all. Most of you did well on the chapter 16 and 17 activities, and like I always tell you, I really appreciate the time and effort that you're putting into the work for this class, so keep up the good work on that. Now, I have finished grading most of the semester projects. There's still just a couple I need to work on, and I'll probably finish those up either tomorrow or early Monday morning. Okay, but most of those are graded, so you can go in and look at your grading, your grade and the grading comments. Now, on the semester project, I try to be very specific on, I basically go through each section of the outline that I gave you, and there are a certain number of points that are allotted for each one of those sections. And if you miss some points, then I try to be very specific on why I counted those points off and what additional information you needed to include in that section to get the points. Okay, but so it should be fairly easy to kind of understand your grade for the project. But if you have questions, just let me know, and I'll be glad to answer any questions you have about it. Okay, some of you did well on the project, some of you didn't do so well. But just read your grading comments. Let me know if you have any questions, and one of the main things I noticed as far as points that I had to count off on the projects were basically for not following the instructions. Omitting sections that were required part of the template or the outline that I gave you for the project. Some of you just skipped over certain sections, or some of you didn't include all the relevant information in certain sections, so I had to count points off for that. So, like I said, just read through the grading comments and let me know if you have any questions. All right, that brings us to what we've got coming up due for our last set of chapter activities for this semester. So if we go to the activities page, right now we are on kind of the last part of week 14. And of course, we had work due earlier this week, and so we don't have anything else due this week. But we do have work due the middle of next week. Specifically, Wednesday, April 30th is when the chapters 18 and 19 activities are due. Chapter 18 covers location, facilities, and layout for a small business. And then Chapter 19 covers human resources and management for a small business. All right? And so be working on those activities. Remember all of the resources that you have available. You have your textbook, obviously. You have the PowerPoint slides that I've made available on the assignment page. And then there are also the videos that I've linked on the assignment page. Make sure that you're using those assigned resources to complete your work for this class. And most of you are doing that. But there are a couple of you that I think are trying to rely on other sources, and you're not always getting consistent information consistent with the assigned resources. So just kind of keep that in mind. And let's see. The only other thing that we'll have in addition to the work that's due next week for our last set of chapter activities is, of course, during final exam week, we will take the final exam, which will cover chapters 1 through 19, all the chapters that we've looked at this semester. And I will send out more information, more specific information about the final exam sometime tomorrow, so be looking for that. But mostly what you need to kind of know about the final exam is you need to go back and study the concepts that we've talked about this semester, that we've learned about this semester. You can use your previous assignments, you can use your previous chapter test, your midterm exam, but don't study the questions, study the concepts, okay? That's very important. All right. If you have questions about that, just let me know. Like I said, be looking for the email that I'll send out tomorrow and the announcement that I'll post tomorrow about the final exam. And that's really all I have for you for today. So enjoy the rest of your week and your weekend. And I will talk to you again sometime late next week. Thank you.